All right. Now, this is not a teaching. This is me being benevolent, patient, and kind. I remember getting a text message once from Peter. Now, I barely communicated with Peter, but when I did, it was because he was tithing, and I love Peter. And I'd walked with him for 3 years already, so I was already kind of at the point of we're we're gonna walk together, right? So these 3 classes that I've been teaching, this class is now over. Now, the first class, that represents those where the seed is planted, but the love for Jesus is not there, is not cultivated. It's basically, I need something, be nice to me, encourage me. I believe that we should all love one another, that type of thought process, right? My own teaching. I was waiting for the bus today. One of my angels popped up, took care of me with some things, and we had a talk, and he said the teachings of Jesus, and his real name is Yahushua. I call him Yeshua. But he had started, because the first thing I noticed, he has crystal around his neck, and he has a ring. And I was like, okay. And he started talking about energies, and he believes some of the things that came out of other people's mouths that I've heard. I was very gracious. Just enjoyed the conversation. He was telling me that he is in a transitional home, and I've heard this story many times. And we had a quick chat because I was talking to him and then sending that same conversation to my wife. And that is what happens when you're in that class and the door is closed. Nothing changes. Many of you I've been walking with for years, dropping down to the level you're at, below it. And it's not a guilt trip, and it's me trying to help you. So what's gonna happen is nothing. Nothing's going to change. And the workers that expended their effort and light that they gave and true desire, if it was by my leading, the heart was prepared, and that's the one I chose. If it wasn't, then the one I chose, unless I raised up somebody else, got neglected. So this isn't on your shoulders. I have this all under control. If you're acting out of panic, don't. That's not the right motive. Getting to know me is the right motive. Love is the right motive. So that class, nobody graduated. And what it means is when you graduate, you start as a servant. That class starts as a servant. Then you move into sonship. All these things the church should be teaching you, which is why I have such compassion on you. I believe in accountability because that helps you feel loved and structured. And the type of earthly dad that I had was not encouraging at all. And he was quick to favor somebody else right in front of me, and I constantly felt like I couldn't do anything right. And he was a good dad because I wasn't doing what he wanted me to do. I had no interest in it. And when I look back and I saw how different I am or I was from other people, but that describes that class. So nothing's really going to change. Now the lukewarm, because of my compassionate heart and trying to really get your attention so that you didn't miss out on anything, the choices you made when you do come to me again, and it will probably be through a church building, they will tell you, oh, that's a storm. I will tell you it's only a storm if you followed me. No, that is your choices didn't work out the way you imagined they would. That's what that is. And out of them, 3 out of the 70 that I walked with graduated. So that means they're not going to go through that season. The people that did not graduate are going to repeat the same exact season, because they're going to come to me for help. And if they are not coming to me for help, then they won't repeat that same season. They will end up now, the ones that graduated from that season moved to the mountain season, the level that I was wanting to teach at. And those that graduated from the mountain season, we're staying in our mountain season. It's not really a graduation, just they basically, when I was walking with them, is this it, Lord? This is all you want me to do? I was like, just, it's easy, right? Like, yeah. Because we were so used to doing it. It was a little frustrating at times, but we knew the walk so well. Okay, I'm pretty sure I know what's gonna happen. But that was just kind of keep us limber. Like, I've wanted us to rest and celebrate for so long. So, I'm not pushy. I'm patient. And I have felt like a long time that I was being pushy. But then I realized what happens if I'm not right behind you sometimes. I don't want to be pushy. But you got to see it from my perspective. I get pushed and then pulled, pushed and then pulled, pushed and then pulled. I start helping, then I get pushed away. And then as soon as the person understands that they need help, I get pulled back into it. That's good and fine as your Lord for a season or two. But then you're going to drop. So being taken into the air, many skipped all of that because of personal reasons I have, because I knew them for a long time. And you skipped through all these things you would have learned in church. But the church stopped teaching what I taught, and stopped teaching the walk, and stopped teaching about prophets, and stopped teaching your gifts and things like that. So I wanted to teach you immediately at this level. But because of the lack of the foundation, frankly, what I'm saying is you were not ready. And instead of closing the door and leaving you at this level, I'm holding on to you. So if you feel like you failed, if you feel like you don't want this, if you feel that way, everyone that was ready felt that way at times. But you stand up, and if you love God, you'll want to be with God. Because that's where... So I know some of you feel disgusted with yourselves. You feel like you failed. that apart from me, you can do nothing? You understand why that scripture says that now? The difference is I've been walking with you and I already told you what to do. It's not about having excuses, and there's nothing really you can say, and you don't need to. I'm bigger than human negativity at all. It doesn't mean anything to me because it's not going to last in my memory forever. It's not something I'm going to focus on. I'm not always going to say, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. It's if you get prideful in your own heart, something may remind you, but it won't be from me. It will be because you have a lack of peace. And me walking every single morning and day, because I love you, to upload these videos for you. Because I choose to be faithful to you and help you. Is not being pushy. My job is to give you what he says. That's every pastor's job, that's every prophet's job. This is reality, and this is how it works in the kingdom. Because you had a poor example that seemed very appealing, I'm sure it did. And it will get them nowhere, and it will get no one anywhere, except for a false feeling that will yield no rewards from me. You've already received your reward. What I give is personal, specific, and for you. I'm gonna go upload this one. I love you.